Let me segue the conversation into Tron itself. And part of the reason we are having this conversation with you is because when you zoom out and look at Tron itself, it actually has traction. And this may come as a surprise. It certainly has for me in the last year or so, because I've got to admit, like myself personally, I've sort of dismissed Tron as kind of like, it's just like, I don't know what it is. I'm not really like, it's like marketing. There's not a lot there. But the great thing about these open blockchain economies is you can actually see what's going on under the hood. And let me throw out a few stats for people that might not be aware of Tron entering 2024. From a usage perspective, it very much looks like Tron is a peer-to-peer, right, stablecoin chain. That's a ton of the usage. And this, by the way, let me remind, I don't have to remind Bankless listeners, but let me remind everybody in crypto that part of the original vision for this thing was to bank the unbanked. Okay, give people in developing countries without a robust banking system a way to use crypto to improve their lives. And when you look at the stats, it actually seems like Tron is doing some of that. Okay, so I mentioned there is more Tether stablecoins on Tron than Ethereum at the time of recording. There was just like a recent flippening. There's nearly 20 million addresses hold between $1 and $100 in stablecoins. So these are small transactors. These are not whales shuttling money between exchanges. In fact, most of the transactions on Tron at this point in time do not involve centralized exchanges. A lot of the gas consumed on Tether, on Tron is Tether. That's about 92% of the gas. And we just had Paulo, who is the CEO of Tether, on the podcast about a week ago. We talked to him about this, and he told us in many developing countries where their local currency and banking structure has failed them, they are actually using Tron because it's a low-cost transaction chain. It's cheaper than Ethereum. And so I'm wondering, Justin, how you see Tron in 2024 with kind of this traction. Is it, what's it doing for the world? What is Tron today?
Yes, definitely. I think one of the reason we created Tron is just we want to bank the unbank. Because I think most of people in United States probably not aware of, right? Probably majority of the people in the world actually don't have bank account, right? Because I actually live in those regions. When I was I think 18 years old in China, actually it's very hard at that time to get a credit card. So basically there is the banks don't want to serve a lower value customer, right? Because if they want to serve those users, they need to go to those areas to build a branch, which they just don't want to do. So a large majority of the Chinese people don't have bank accounts. So it's a reality. So that's why I think when we first create Tron ecosystem, I really believe blockchain can be and will be one of the most important financial infrastructure for developing countries. I'm not very actually bullish about a crypto in terms of the banking side in United States, because most of the US citizens has bank account and has been have them for decades, right? So everybody using check for paying bills, using credit card for paying bills. But for the vast majority of the population in China, in Vietnam, in Argentina, in Turkey, probably the first time they own a crypto addresses is also a first time they open even financial services actually for their whole life. So that's why we have seen Tether become one of the core infrastructure in Asia, I think back to 2017. I don't know if you remember in 2017, actually China is still the largest cryptocurrency trading area, right, at that time. So Bitcoin is trading against like CNY at that time. So, but in 2017, there is basically a crypto ban happened in China, right? So all the Chinese-based cryptocurrency exchange at that time shift from CNY to USDT, which I think is one of the most important like signal at that time. I believe really first of all boost Tether traffic, of course, but also migrate a vast majority of the crypto users from fiat world to blockchain, right? So after that, we have seen the stablecoin usage and the crypto payment really took off on Tron blockchain, right? And the Ethereum and the other blockchain as well. So that's why I believe this is gonna be like one of the usage for the century. Because one of the reasons I believe Facebook can flip actually, right? Flip the Web2 services like email or like what we have before is like Yellow Book, you know, and the other things is because Facebook is 10 times like better than the original services. I believe blockchain is definitely like 10 times better than most of the developing countries' financial infrastructure. So that's why I believe it's gonna grow even stronger for the next like 5, 10 years. So that's also one of the most important part. I feel like I'm really contributing something to the world here.
Yeah, like I said, I've actually been very, very surprised in a pleasant way that Tron has had so much traction, particularly in the developing market. And another thing that surprised me, actually, Justin, is the economics of Tron. So Bankless listeners will know the way David and I sort of approach these asset classes is from a fundamentals perspective, at least a Bankless brand of fundamentals. And you can either be a monetary asset, or you could try to be a commodity, or you can try to be a capital asset. We think one of the things that blockchains are doing are selling blocks, basically, and creating profitable block space and using those cash flows to essentially power the economic and value accrual of the token itself, okay? Now, I want to throw out some other stats, which kind of surprised me over the last year. So the Tron network right now is averaging about 3.2 million in daily fees. Okay, and it's had 1.4 million users over the last 180 days. And if you just look at this from a fee perspective, that puts Tron in the number 3 position. Some days, by the way, it's number 2, behind only Ethereum and Bitcoin in the amount of daily fees that its block space is throwing off. Okay, just like put that in perspective. It's kind of surprising if you have not been looking at Tron. And one interesting fact about the way Tron is set up is actually 100% of Tron's transaction fees are burned. So Bankless listeners know about EIP 1559, which burns a portion of transaction fees on Ethereum. On Tron, it's like 100, it's dialed up. It's like 100% or something, right? And so if you look at the revenue for 2023 of the block space that Tron sold to the market, $1 billion worth of Tron block space was sold. Okay, so I had buyers for $1 billion worth. And then if you look at issuance minus fee burn, which we often do, so Tron is issuing block rewards in order to pay the stakers and the validators in the Tron network, it's actually turning a profit, or it did in 2023, of 300 million. Okay, and so like all that gets burnt, and I guess sort of on paper back to Tron holders. It's kind of surprising when you look at it, and it actually puts, if you look at profitability in those terms, it's number 2. Behind Ethereum. All right. So we're talking about blockchain usage, and we see a lot of non-Ethereum alternative layer ones, right? And if you look at it from that lens in terms of block space sold and profitability of that block space, Tron's actually looking fairly compelling at a $12 billion valuation, at least compared to competitors. And again, I didn't expect to find this going into a Tron study, but here it is. That is the block space. Do you have any comments on that, Justin? I'm maybe you're surprised that I'm surprised about this, but like, yeah, what's your take on all of this?
Yes, when I first design like a Tron network, right? So I think several like principles on why I design Tron block in this way. First of all, it's like 100% like fee burns. It's because I believe this is the cleanest way to should be happen to the Tron blockchain. Because I believe like if we distribute the fee to the block validator or producers, is gonna have lots of the controversy, right? So and lots of people gonna take the profit for producing block. So and we see lots of this kind of the attack happen on Ethereum, right? So basically you pay higher like miner fees, and they can validate your transaction first, right? So that's something I want to prevent happen in Tron blockchain. And also, of course, we want to avoid the centralization because, I'm facing like people is talking about like Tron is all about like Justin, right? So if the money goes to the block producers, it's gonna go to his pocket, something like that. So we want to really get rid of this kind of the sauce, right? So that's why when we design the fee burns, we go like 100% to burn it completely. And the second, of course, I think for those years, Tron has been invented for almost 7 years now. So I think for my philosophy is the simpler, the better, right? So basically, we only have the Tron TRX voters. It's just similar to Ethereum today, right? You can stake your Tron and vote for your super representative, which is the block producer, and that's it, right? And all the fee goes to burn, which I think is also a good way for us to eliminate all the doubts for centralization, right? So because before that, lots of people is afraid of the centralized risk for Tron. As if today, I think I want to design like Tron to be a really like decentralized protocols. Personally speaking, today I didn't run like any Tron validators at all. So it is completely out of my hands now. Last year, like there is hackers hack my wallet and total like still around like $100 million worth of
Really?
crypto.
Wow.
Yes, from my wallet, and I lost around today is like 40 million, like 50 million of Tron on Tron blockchain, right? And there is nothing I can do to those addresses. So basically, for me, I mean, I'm trying to create a decentralized protocol here, right? It's completely like out of my hands now, and it's gonna continue to evolve, right? And also, of course, I have some opinion on how it's gonna evolve, but eventually, I think today it's decided by the open source community and by crypto community. And actually, that's something in the future I want to design and want to do in the future is like just like Tron, right? And the Ethereum blockchain, just create some like open source, like transparent, decentralized machine, and it can running forever, right? Just by itself. So that's also I believe is a very powerful idea. It's just like Bitcoin, right? So no Satoshi don't have to be the applicants for Bitcoin like ETF. Is all happen like in this kind of the philosophy. So that's why I think for me in the future, if I want to do something new, I really want to still create some like decentralized open source and completely, right, running by itself, and it can continue to up and run.
To continue leveling up your crypto game, then you need to get on the Bankless newsletter. It's the world's most popular crypto email and is completely free. Just click below to sign up.